A female body, bloated and blanched white after 48 hours in a septic tank, her skull crushed by repeated hammer blows. Within a week, police identified the killer, and justice seemed served. Yet, a decade later, the tide of public opinion in Japan turned completely. Was this a masterclass in cold-blooded murder, or one of the most chilling wrongful convictions in modern legal history? The silence of June 12, 2009 in Maibara City was shattered by a visceral scream. A maintenance worker prying open a septic tank cover by a remote field discovered the unthinkable. As his tools churned the waste, a body clad in blue factory overalls drifted to the surface. The scene was a nightmare. A stray shoe, a shattered cell phone, and a clump of brownish hair still attached to fragments of scalp lay scattered on the grass. Nearby, a blood-stained hammer was found hidden in a tank. The victim was Noriko Ogawa, a 28-year-old quality inspector known by colleagues as old-fashioned and socially distant. However, the autopsy ripped away her quiet facade. It revealed that Noriko didn't die from the hammer blows. She drowned. The killer had thrown her into the waste while she was still breathing. As investigators peeled back the layers of Noriko's life, they found Shigeji Morita, a 40-year-old local, father of two, and Noriko's direct supervisor. To his neighbors, he was the gold standard of a family man. But workplace whispers told a different story. They were seen sitting too close during breaks. They traveled together on business trips that looked more like romantic getaways. The most damning lead was the final call on Noriko's phone, placed to Morita just before she vanished. His behavior the following day was even more suspicious. Despite not having her keys, Morita went through immense trouble to tow Noriko's broken car to a repair shop. To the police, this wasn't an act of kindness. It was an attempt to control the narrative. When police seized Morita's vehicle, they found what looked like a war zone. The passenger side windshield was smashed, and the rearview mirror had been snapped off with brute force. Most critically, forensic teams discovered microscopic traces of Noriko's blood on the rear left brake drum and the passenger seat. In court, Morita remained unnervingly calm. He claimed the blood came from a minor leg injury Noriko sustained while helping him change a tire, and the car's damage was from road debris. The judge found these deflections insulting to the court's intelligence. In 2010, Morita was sentenced to 17 years in prison. The case seemed closed until an investigative journalist began a series of midnight experiments. He focused on the star witness, a truck driver who claimed he saw Morita's face inside a darkened parked car while driving at 60 kilometers per hour at 10 p.m. on the night of the murder. The journalist reenacted the scene under identical conditions. His findings were startling. On that pitch-black road without streetlights, it was impossible to discern a person's gender, let alone a specific face at that speed. Furthermore, he questioned the forensic logic. If the car was the primary murder site, why was there only a microscopic amount of blood? A depressed skull fracture would have resulted in significant arterial spray. Public opinion began to shift. Was Morita a monster or a convenient scapegoat? A 17-year sentence is a peculiar middle ground, too light for a murderer, yet an eternity for an innocent man. Perhaps the truth is buried forever in the silt of that septic tank. Noriko's rigid personality might have been her shield, but her final ultimatum to Morita likely triggered the lethal desperation of a man who would do anything to protect the illusion of his perfect life.